Rachel Clark.
Welcome all to the graduation of Kent Lake's class of 2011. I look out and see a group of talented, eager young faces about to go forth and make their way in the world. This is indeed a pivotal day for all of us, but before we part, let's take a journey back together and relive some of the ups and downs of the last 4 unforgettable years. Those of you who know me personally are aware that I tend to enjoy explaining things through the use of metaphors, often of the elaborate and unnecessary sort. This occasion, of course, is no different. Therefore, I will attempt to metaphorically relay my memories of high school through the subject I know best, Harry Potter. Let's begin with freshman year. I took biology my freshman year, and at the tender young age of 14, took on the daunting task of writing the infamous bioethics research paper. Not unlike the way Harry, Ron, and Hermione bravely yet foolishly attempted to protect the Sorcerer's Stone in the first book. This seemingly insurmountable task of the research paper lay before me, and as dread set in, I began to feel the creeping, metaphorical vine-like arms of the devil's snare begin to wrap themselves around me, threatening to consume me if I did not get grip on myself. Thankfully, I had a few Hermiones in my life who knew what advice to give me. You have to relax, or it will only kill you faster. So, I took their advice and got to work. Writing the paper was a battle of wits, a chess game of sorts, between the English language and myself, she being the queen, I being the knight. I carefully deliberated where to move each of my players, well aware that a poorly integrated quote here and a non-thesaurus adjective there would bring me down, point by point. But I could not allow the queen to get the best of me. After hours of sweat and tears, with many sacrificed words, sentences, and even entire paragraphs lying demolished and destroyed on the side of the chessboard/Word document, I finally was able to triumph over that cunning queen and checkmate her king. My paper was complete. 10 points for Gryffindor. Moving on to sophomore year, the forgotten year. To be completely honest, I don't really remember anything eventful from that year. It was kind of like the Chamber of Secrets and the Prisoner of Azkaban, because nothing really happened. I mean, sure, we made a few friends. Ginny, Sirius, Buckbeak. But the scariest thing we had to confront was the swine flu epidemic that the heir of Slytherin unleashed on the student body. And Peter Pettigrew, who was a rat man, and he escaped. So, junior year. I know I speak for many when I say that junior year was incredibly chaotic and stressful. It was like the Goblet of Fire and the Order of the Phoenix and the Half-Blood Prince all thrown into a blender. Call it a Goblet of the Order of the Prince smoothie with a free boost of stress. Somehow, and I don't really know how, I got through the Triwizard Tournament, the triple whammy of AP exams, SATs, and the junior year research paper. Those tasks were not for the faint of heart, and I was surprised that I was capable of successfully completing them. But like every year before, it came to an end, and for the first time I was actually sad, as I had to watch the senior class, my personal role models and dear friends, fall off the astronomy tower, never to return. Just kidding, they didn't die, they graduated. The highly anticipated final chapter of my saga came all too soon. I spent most of senior year avoiding college applications, camping out from one meaningless location and activity to another, up and down the English countryside, avoiding the menacing tasks that lay before me. I repeatedly told myself that I just wasn't quite ready to face it yet. And then suddenly, the deadlines were upon me, and I had no choice but to summon my inner Gryffindor and face the fiendish enemy. What ensued was a bloody, violent, terrifying battle that lasted all night. Although I had spent the past 3 years leading up to this climactic war, I still felt nervous and unprepared. Not to mention that there were so many things to take care of. Personal essays, transcripts, teacher recommendations, SAT score reports, personal statements, counselor recommendations, application fees, supplements to the common application. What if I didn't destroy all the Horcruxes in time? But the final movie has yet to be released, so unfortunately I must end my speech here. For I know that our society is lazy and would rather wait for the movie to come out than actually read the book. Since I do not want to spoil the ending for any of my fellow graduates, their families, or present faculty members. You will all just have to wait until July 15th, the release date of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, to see if I made it out okay. So in conclusion, graduating class of 2011, I would like to leave you with these profoundly deep words from a wise, wise man. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say to the well-organized mind, graduation is but the next great adventure. Congratulations, class of 2011. Our story together has reached its final chapter, and it is now up to each of us as separate individuals to start our own new stories today. Go forth and party. Thank you.